What's going on, Paisanos? Z here, coming at you guys, well, with another marker watch. I gotta say, my biggest thing I'm doing right now, that I'm just having a great time and I'm enjoying it, is buying Pokemon Secret Rare Energies. It ain't like Yu-Gi-Oh! In which you have like cards that you need, like Pokemon, but like with Yu-Gi-Oh! Decks will always change. Staples might not become staples. MST used to be the staples. Mirror Force used to be the staples. Now they're not. But look at something like Grass Energy, Secret Rare out of Guardians Rising. This is something that is a staple in Pokemon. No matter what format you're in, you could time travel fast forward 10 years in the future, Pokemon's still going to need energies. And I think Secret Rare Energies is something that I just personally been liking a lot. I think it's really cool. I'm not sure if anyone's actually a big fan of it, but I think it's just awesome. I mean, to be honest with you, think about it. If it's something that the game needs, and it's a relatively popular game, as time goes on, as it gets harder to find, it's going to become more money. I always see Yu-Gi-Oh! As the matured version, even though the market is faster than Pokemon. I see Pokemon as young kids, but they're going to grow up to be what we are. And as that happens, they get more money, more adult money, and they invest it, or they work towards the game as far as getting like max rarity decks. Because right now in Pokemon, I don't think max rarity decks is like the thing, but I feel like in time it will be. And if that's going to be the case, we'll see like these Secret Rare Energies, which are going to be harder to get, going to be more money. So it's something I've been personally working on. I might take a picture and post on Instagram later on. But I really do like it a lot. I think it's definitely has a lot of potential benefit. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, comment down below. Comment question of the day. What are your other investments? I mean, I personally invest in cryptocurrency, I invest in stocks, I invest in Pokemon Secret Rare Energies, as well as play them, and of course, Yu-Gi-Oh! And then what are your investments, and why? What are you doing with them? What's your goals with them? I mean, personally speaking, my goal with all this stuff, well, with card games, I really don't know. I don't really have a goal, and I think that's why I can just blindly buy things and go, all right. I have zero goal as far as like when to pull out, because my mentality is never to pull out, because I love this game. I just do. And looking at like stocks and all that stuff, as far as the goes, I don't know. Just want to make a lot of money. Maybe buy a house, I guess, a car. Whatever comes first, probably a car. That's literally what I have like set up for it. It's weird to go in with the goal of, like, this will be $1 zillion one day, because you'll never know when that will happen. But it's always good to go, hey, if I make a lot of money, I can always pull out and put it towards something. And that's the way I see it as far as like investing in like stocks and cryptocurrencies. Even though cryptocurrency, that's a whole different thing. Listen, I think the market for card games right now is really good for Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon. Not Magic the Gathering, that game's a dumpster fire. And I think that a lot of players are evaluating the cards coming out in not just a way just for playing, but now in a way of going, can this be worth money in the future? Because will there be a market for it? A market that's not here right now, collector's market. I mean, they're here, but now looking at this some of this stuff front end, they'll go wait. And we saw what happened with the Maximum Gold, with Gold Blue Eyes being the most expensive card of the set. People realize instantly, this might not be the money card today, but as time goes on, this will be. I'm going to hold this. And we saw it with other cards like Dark Magician. I'm also speculating on Red Eyes being another great card that set, which is highly undervalued, by the way. Looking at the set and the game and all the cards, my main overall theme today is there's a lot of things Konami still has not reprinted. Don't get me wrong, last year was amazing for reprints. Konami, keep doing that, but this year, with a lot of reprints that you kind of missed out on. And we'll talk about that in this video. Before we begin, I just want to say something real quickly, guys. It has nothing to do with any of these card games. But something is personal. If you guys have been following me on Facebook or Instagram, I just posted that I'm going to be having twins. I'm a father of 2 kids, double my money, plus and hard, going with 4 kids. I have a wife. One day, hopefully, I'll also have a girlfriend. Who knows? But, you know, one thing about my position, years ago, when it was just me and my wife, and I was a lot older, I was working on a career and doing all that stuff, a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Playbase I felt like was a lot younger. And now where I am right now, I feel like a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Playbase is getting more mature. And as you get mature, by the way, you get crazy money. That's why it happened with Magic the Gathering. When their younger playbase became older, they dumped everything back into the market, and we saw all these cards go crazy, by the way. A little fun fact. But going from my personal experience and my personal position, it's only a matter of time before Yu-Gi-Oh! Players en masse start having kids of their own. Hopefully. I mean, you know, want to procreate. And seeing that, hopefully Konami can do something for parents, not just have like Konami's way of trying, by the way, terribly going after the kids and having their own little events. Konami needs to do way more than that for that. But you know, to like get kids more involved. But like, doing things for like parents who also are players of Yu-Gi-Oh, and hopefully we'll see something like that in the future. But something what me having kids, and by the way, my goal is to have as many as possible, minimum 2, many as possible. I always felt like that's gonna be something that's gonna be more of a norm for the Yu-Gi-Oh player base, and hopefully we see that in the future. We see a player base of just adults that just still love this hobby. When I was really young, and some of you might be going through this right now, your parents are like, why do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? It's for kids. I know I went through that. My family hated the fact that I played Yu-Gi-Oh. My dad couldn't even pronounce Yu-Gi-Oh. To this day, I still don't think the man can pronounce Yu-Gi-Oh. I think he's like Yu-Gi-Oh, some goofy. I go, Dad's Yu-Gi-Oh. He's like, yeah, I know. But it's good. But like even now, like my family looks back at it and goes, well, I mean, that's something that's with you now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not looked at as silly or as dumb. It's looked at more seriously. And as time goes on, more parents are gonna see that. If you say I'm gonna go bowling, your parents will go, have a good day. You say I'm gonna go locals, oh, why are you going to locals? But that's gonna change. I'm telling you right now, my personal experience, that will change as the community gets older and grows more. And maybe has their own family, we're going to see a more mature outlook on this game. The market's going to respond heavily, by the way. Once again, the Magic Gathering market, the only thing they have going for them is what we see when they grew up. They really went back into the game and put into the secondary market. But we're also going to see, you know, hopefully going to see Konami respond back to us in a way that's more mature. None of this goofy crap. As far as, and then I can just outline a lot of things, but that's another video. But all I want to say is I would love to see Konami take the older community a lot more seriously, because we are what's going to be the future of the entire game. Hopefully we get more younger players in. Konami, that's on you, and there's ways to do it. But like I said, me having kids, it's going to be normal of Yu-Gi-Oh player with kids. Just don't bring them to the little events if they're running around screaming and yelling. That's horrible. Okay. So the overall theme, like I said, of the video is going to be cards that Konami definitely should reprint, because they have not reprinted it, these cards. Look at Milan's Restrict. It has 2 printings. The latest one, you might say, well, it came out of Legendary Duelist Season 1. There it is right there. Sure, it's $5. The original print Ultra Rare, by the way, is roughly around $8.50. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a great card. It's starting to see play in Drytons. The guy that got 2nd place, it's all playing his deck. The thing is, though, like, we need more of these printing. We need more printings of these cards. I think we should have a common version of this card. 100% honest with you. Up next, we have Prank Kids Doodle Doo. Come in and hit summons with a $10 market price. The value of this card is roughly around $10. The thing with this card is, when it first came out, it was like $3 at most, averaging a high of $5, and now it's roughly around $10. Check your dollar mines. You might have this card lying around, and I would highly recommend selling it. Even though I'm a Prank Kids fanboy, you don't need that many. Another card which I love so much is Summer Limit. Now, here's another great example of a card that just Konami needs to either reprint or ban. Just do both, do either, but do it fast. Some of them originally came out of Light Destruction. It's roughly, it says $2.50, but it's not. It's roughly around like a $4 common. First edition are unlimited, by the way, with shipping for Summer Limit. Now, if you want the Ultra coming out of Battles of Legends, Heroes Revenge, which is still, it's getting away from us now as far as like how easy it is to get. The card's roughly around $6. This is an excellent card, and like I said, it's a really broken card. I really do like this card a lot, even though I am a Dryton player. I just don't agree with the fact that there's only 2 printings, and that's it. That's all you got, okay? You get what you get, and you don't get upset. I would love to see more reprintings of cards like this, and we'll talk about other cards as well, like, well, Chamber Dragon Maid. Only printing out of Eternity Code Secret Rare with a $35 market price. The value is $36. You might go, well, V, that's the waifu tax. But again, though, Dragon Maid Hospitality at Mystic Fires with a $27 market price is up even higher at $32. Now, don't get me wrong. Even though I don't like the gold rares, I did like the fact that Konami reprinted a lot of gold rare Dragon Maids. The waifu tax was, well, reduced. Okay, you had a deductible, and that deductible was maximum gold, which is great. But you didn't reprint everything. You missed Dragon Maid Hospitality. You missed Chamber Dragon Maid. And for those sweaty Yu-Gi-Oh players that have questionable content on their computer, they want these cards. And as they went and they bought these cards, they got higher and higher and higher in value. So what happened? Nothing, realistically. I mean, the old expensive cards for Dragon Maids went away and got replaced by new expensive cards. At one point in this game, Chamber Dragon Maid was roughly around $10. Now it's about $36. Then we have Manchu. Okay, real quickly. Any version of Manchu is worth minimum $5. That's the golden rule. Whatever you find, it's worth minimum $5. Sell it right now. I always said this card's worth money. It's always a great card. I mean, it's a broken card whenever rituals are kind of decent. I think we can say they're kind of decent right now. Manchu, though, the best version, either Dual Terminal 6 with a $13 market price. Oh, was it $14? It's down to roughly around $12. Quickly goes back up to $14, though. Like, super quickly. Then we have Fan Knight's Fogblade with a $13 market price. The value is roughly around $13. My question to anyone out there, is this really worth it? Because the way I see it with Fogblade is, like, don't get me wrong, it's a great card, but $13? And if you're playing PKs, you're going to need 3 of this card. So once again, is it really worth it? You got the Comet being $7. You got the Ultra being $10. You got the Seeker being $13. And I wish Konami had more printings of this card because it's so expensive right now. I mean, it's insane how much money this card actually is worth. So let me ask you again, is it really worth seeing this card be this high in value? Or is it, do you think, overpriced? I think it's overpriced, to be honest with you, my honest opinion. I think this card's due for a reprint, and hopefully we see that happening. Pot of Desires. My favorite thing about Pot of Desires is you can't reprint it in anything that Yu-Gi-Oh! Players will care about. It has the highest printing, and the second highest printing, and the collector's highest printing. Pot of Desires Secret Rare Dark Illusion, when it first, the ulti first came out, this card dipped down to like $16. Made a video through to my channel. I said, go ahead and buy this. It kind of reminds me a lot like Pot Duality, where the ulti was so much money, and the Secret Rare spiked because it was hard to get. Pot of Desires out of Dark Illusion with a $25 market price is roughly around $25. $25, almost here, $26 for Secret Pot of Desires, a card in which dipped so low. Now, once again, there's other versions, my favorite being Ulti Pot of Desires, which is roughly around $84. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Ulti Pot of Desires with an $84 price point, still maintaining an $84 price point. And some of these go, V, what about Collector's Pot of Desires? So we'll grab that bad boy up there. Collector's Pot of Desires, I mean, there's 2 ways to view it. There's the Unlimited, which is more meant for competitive players, and the First Edition, which is still meant for competitive players, but also meant for collectors, obviously, which they didn't anyway. $61 market price. The Unlimited versions are roughly down about $56. If you want a First Edition version of, well, Collector's Pot of Desires, there's one over here for $70. After that, $70 is gone. You're looking roughly around $80. So I'll say right now, real quickly, I like Collector's Rares a lot, but if there's an ulti, I will put that over Collector's Rares any day of the week. As a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Player. As a collector, it might be flipped. I'm not going to go into that. But as a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, because Collector's Rares almost look like Ultra Rares from a distance. Ultis still look like Ultis. In fact, there are times when you see an Ultra Rare from a distance, that might be an Ulti. So why not have the nicest version, looking version of a card? Oh, that's the way I see it. And to be 100% honest with you, even though Pot of Desires Collector Rares probably does look nice, I'm going to stick with my ultis. I got about 6 of these, and I'm not getting rid of them anytime soon. We also have Liverless Recital Starling, a common Circuit Break. No reprintings. This would be great as like a reprinted version in the OTS pack. I'm not sure if it's been reprinted. It's going to get reprinted in the upcoming OTS pack. That might be the case, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. With a $2 market price, the value of this card, Unlimited, roughly around $3, First Edition. Almost say $4 for a common. Seems kind of like legit, right? I think this is getting a reprint. I could be wrong. Speaking of OTS pack, Konami, let me just talk to you real quickly. From me to you, everybody, I want you to talk to them as well. Here's what we want. A good third ulti. You showed us Orange Dragon ulti, and you thought we were going to go like, wow, crazy? Only the Orange Dragon fanboys and those expecting Orange Dragons to be relevant in the next set to be pumped about that. I want an ulti that's going to knock my block off. I'm talking like Infinite Permanence, Ass Blossom and Joy Spring, okay? Lightning Storm, Harpy's Feather Duster. Give us an ulti that we're going to look at and we're going to go, I need to have that. Not an ulti that we're going to look at and go, I kind of want that. There's a big difference. And the big difference between I kind of want it, besides I need to have it, is Yu-Gi-Oh! Players grinding for OTS packs. Yu-Gi-Oh! Players responding to the secondary market, which we saw when Nibiru, I mean, went crazy. People want it badly and put a ton of money into it. So looking at it, I really do think we need to reevaluate the fact that the third ulti has not been released, and it needs to be Ash Blossom Joyous Spring. That's my pick. I want it to be Ash Blossom. Like, it makes so much sense. You make an ulti Ash Blossom, the secret rare drops down in value. The other variations, ultra rare, gold rare, common even, which worth a lot of money, just, I mean, tanks away. And I think it's really good for the economy of the game, really good for Konami, and really good for OTS door owners who now will have a good OTS pack and now look at the players and go, what, you don't want Arm Dragon? No, we don't. We want Ulti Ash Blossom. And it kind of fixes the secondary market, which Konami doesn't care about, but should care about their own standards as far as those OTS packs, because nothing looking good so far. Then we have up next, guys, Sky Cavalry Centuria. This card last was reprinted in 2015 Mega Pack, almost about 6 years ago. That was your reprint. So don't get crazy on me when I say the reprinted version is $15. The original print version is $16.50. We need a reprint. This card's not even seeing play, but is it hard for you to find? Yeah, it's hard for all of us to find. It's worth $15 now. Now that's the mentality when looking at this card. One thing I do like, though, and this is a great way of the market kind of readjusting itself, when Konami vomits out a printing of a card, and we'll talk about for collectors, just for collectors, we see the original print secret rare hold good value. We saw this with Toon Kingdom, and we saw this also with Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. One thing I would like to note, and to correlate with Toon Kingdom and Dark Magician Girl, Dragon Knight, is the rare of Toon Kingdom was starting to spike up in high in value. Collectors were like, you know what? That rare looks good too. The rare was. So looking at Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, I think the ultra rares are gonna be good for value. The Dragons Unleashed ones, the Legendary Dragons, any version of these are really good to go ahead and pick up if you don't want to spend the $50 for this card. Mark my words, by the way, this will go back up in value as we already see it in the market, kind of adjusting the value of it. Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight with an $83 market price is roughly around, we're unlimited, $70. I thought that one's gone. It's 80. And you want first edition version, it's 190. Yeah, that market though, it really fixes and readjusts the kind of the prices of a lot of these cards. And don't get me wrong, once the secret is hard to get, they're gonna turn around and buy the other versions. So you have the other versions, you have money, but it's not there yet. The check hasn't cleared. Then we have Legendary Duelist Season 2. And I'm telling you right now, there's so much money in this set, but not sealed. I understand you're like, V, I want to get the dice because I want to feel silly when I Kaiba Corp. Go on eBay. If you want these cards, you might want to have fun opening them individually. If you're a big collector right now, I would definitely recommend getting a full display, sealed, putting it to the side, just like Legendary Duelist Season 1, the collection, easily. But if you want to go ahead and invest in specific cards, just buy into the singles market. There's so much meat on this bone. Whether you want Harpies, whether you want Blue Eye stuff, whether you want Juggernaut Leap. Any of these cards are still really good in the market. And they're really undervalued right now because who wants them? Not many. But ultimately, people are going to want to go ahead and grab them. And I think that's something that's really important for you guys to know. Anyway, I really appreciate you guys for my videos. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already. Once again, people were like trying to hit me up yesterday, give me like fatherly advice. I'm a father of 2 kids. My oldest son's like gonna be 9 next month. But thank you for the fatherly advice. Like I said, guys, it's something that I think in the community is like, wow, Yu-Gi-Oh play, YouTubers having kids. But I do think it's gonna be something that's gonna be more normal. Well, for the manly YouTubers, the sissy ones that can't have kids, they'll just go away. One will have kids and one will cry in a pillow at night. It's your boy V, and YGOPaisano. Hey, you guys have a great day.